In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll hear from the Woods Hole Diversity Committee about Black History Month events in Falmouth. Check in with the Community Health Center of Cape Cod about maintaining your health routine during a pandemic, and pay a visit to a special program at Falmouth High School. All this and much more on this episode of Falmouth in Focus. Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. The rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine has been challenging for healthcare workers and the citizens that are included in the first cohort phases. Supply shortages and difficulties navigating the patient registration process have caused much confusion for residents on the Cape and throughout the Commonwealth. Falmouth's health agent, Scott McGann, encourages residents to refer to the Falmouth website at falmouthma.gov for the latest vaccine information and refrain from contacting his office by phone unless absolutely necessary. His staff is working diligently to keep our community updated with the latest restrictions and vaccine information. And his Friday briefings are another excellent way to stay informed. You can view the briefings on FCTV Government Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org. One of the Woods Hole Diversity Advisory Committee's goals is to celebrate and educate the community about African American history and culture. With representatives from 6 Woods Hole scientific institutions, the committee's annual celebration of Black History Month has gone virtual in 2021. We checked in with them to hear more about this year's theme, the Black Family.
So this year is the Black Family, Representation, Identity, and Diversity. And this one is a particularly interesting one because Black people and families are not always represented in the best light in media, in social activities. So it's an opportunity for us to really highlight like Black joy, Black families, and that there's more to Black people than what we see in the mainstream media. So the pandemic definitely had its challenges. We're really going to miss doing our Harambe. That has been a really fun and entertaining and educational experience that pretty much everyone in the community looks forward to. So we are disappointed that we can't do that, but we are reaching a much broader audience than we normally would. So when we have events in Woods Hole or even around Falmouth, they're during some time of the day that people can't always make. So being able to do things virtually, we are able to have people present at the actual event, but we also have them recorded and people can go online and watch them again later. So definitely, some drawbacks, but being able to reach a wider audience has been definitely a positive. So I think the event I'm most excited about or was most excited about was the 40th anniversary panel. So as I mentioned, Black History Month is celebrating 40 years this year. It's actually a little bit more than 40 years, but it was informal the first couple years, so those kind of don't count. But that panel really brought together a lot of people who were really instrumental in building the Black History Month committee and building the programming and then sustaining it over the years. So it was really awesome to be able to talk to them about some of their challenges they faced 40 years ago in trying to get Black History Month started and looking to the future of what we want it to look like going forward.
To learn more about the committee, go to woodsholediversity.org. Thanks to Bob Fenstermaker for that story. It's time now for 3 Things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
This past Saturday morning, the Select Board met with the Planning Board in a joint meeting to discuss many issues that involve both boards. The 2 boards discussed the planning for the Davis Straits area of Falmouth. Within that, the Planning Board presented some designs to the Select Board with an emphasis on the Davis Straits area being livable and walkable, with a focus on form-based code and the concept of complete streets.
So I think what you see right now is a map of the Davis Straits area on your screen. This is the aerial photography showing Dillingham, Main Street, and the general area that we were just talking about. These are from the plans. Here is a depiction of the building footprints themselves. And so in our website, there is on a second tab, a vision for the development for the area. The study area is roughly 77 acres along Route 28, Jones Road, Worcester Court, Falmouth Heights, and Scranton Ave. We're looking at three different character areas. There were 4 character areas described in the reset plan, those being Route 28, off Route 28, and that residential edge. And there are numerous major intersections in the area as well.
The two boards went on to discuss other issues in town having to do with planning, including design guidelines and multifamily housing. The planning board brought the select board up to speed on the work and progress that has been done with the Davis Straits area. The planning board discussed items such as sewer development and designs of streets and buildings in flood zones. Toward the end of the discussion on development, the two boards agreed to work closely with each other in the future when the work is warranted for both boards' members' input.
Oops, I was just going to say 2 things. One, I was going to just encourage folks, another really good resource, and I'm sure the planning board has looked at, but for other folks who are joining us, something that kind of helps give more information about forms-based code is, there's this group, strongtowns.org, and they really are proponents for form-based code, but they have a lot of, really helpful information about how forms-based code really make it's part of what Tom was talking about earlier, kind of help make your economy more resilient. And so I think if people want to kind of dive deeper, the resources that the planning board and Tom have provided today, as well as maybe taking a look, that's I think a good resource that I've looked at in the past.
The select board also put on the agenda the preliminary plans for the new fire station concept and its location. The select board walked the planning board members through the consultation process and working group process which determined the best suited locations for a new fire station. The select board wanted to hear feedback and any questions from planning board members regarding the location and plans, knowing that in the future the planning board will be more involved on the project.
Consider voting to affirm a lot split at essentially 860 Sandwich Road, which is a parcel of property going back to a town meeting action in the early 2000s, which was placed under the oversight and control of the select board. And as has been noted, we have several fields have been built there, as well as a parking area. There's about a little over somewhere in the area of 4 to 6 acres, which remain undeveloped and open.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. After a quick break, we'll check in at the Community Health Center of Cape Cod for some reminders about maintaining your health during the pandemic. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Nancy McDermott, early childhood specialist with the Coalition for Children. Parenting is the most fulfilling job you may ever have, but it's not without its challenges. Modern family life can be incredibly stressful, especially now during the pandemic. Fear, uncertainty, and staying home make it even more noticeable that your child relies on you to feel safe, to structure her day, and to help her manage her emotions. Right now, more than ever, your child craves interaction with you. Through play, your child learns to trust and feel safe. She learns self-control, self-worth, problem solving, communicating, and so much more. While all children benefit from playtime with other children, there are unique benefits that come from you playing with your child. Your relationship with your child is so powerful that it lays the foundation for her personality, life choices, and overall behavior. The Coalition for Children offers high-quality parenting programs right here in Falmouth at no cost to you. While in-person meetups are suspended, our parent-child play and learn activities are virtual. Curated by early childhood specialists like myself, these engaging activities focus on literacy, art, music, movement, and science using materials you have at home. You'll find them posted on our website, thecoalitionforchildren.org, or you can sign up to get them delivered to your inbox each weekday morning. Our free programs are made possible by the Coordinated Family and Community Engagement Grant from the Massachusetts Department of Early Education and Care. From play and learn activities and parenting support groups to developmental screenings and links to child care providers, we do everything we can to create a strong foundation for our children, our families, and our community.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus. Concerns about overburdening the healthcare system and even becoming infected with COVID-19 has been a common reason for delayed care seeking according to healthcare providers. But particularly if you're someone with a chronic health condition, it's essential you continue to seek medical care routinely and especially in an emergency. We checked in with the Community Health Center of Cape Cod for some advice.
We do feel that it's very important to keep up with your physician visits to monitor any ongoing health problems you have, be it diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol or heart disease, to make sure that all of the parameters are being followed and appropriately addressed with medications or helping you with diet changes or more exercise. We're also very concerned that we help people continue to keep up with mammograms and colonoscopies to help look for potential problems that if we identify them early, we are able to address in a timely manner and often minimize the discomfort in our lives. If you are having any symptoms, be it chest pain, chest pressure, feeling your heart is beating irregularly, difficulties with breathing, or other pain, that you go to the emergency room for an evaluation. No matter where you seek your care, certainly all of our offices are working to make it a very safe experience for everyone these days, limiting the numbers of people that are in our office at any one time. We are all wearing masks and shields when we are seeing patients and washing our hands repeatedly. We're also cleaning the rooms extensively after every visit with a patient to make sure it's safe for people who come to visit us. So don't feel like because of COVID that you shouldn't come in to see your doctor at this point. The hospitals are also being very careful, screening people, and they are helping keep patients separated from other patients who might have COVID so that we don't feel that visits to the emergency room or the hospital are the cause of spreading of COVID these days. If you do find that you don't feel comfortable coming to the office or you have difficulty coming to a physician's office at this time, we encourage you to call your physician's office, as most of us are doing visits by telehealth to help us stay in touch with patients. And this often can be very effective and help us maintain contact and help you with any difficulties you're having.
Thanks to Dr. Pryor for that advice, and thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. Speaking of maintaining good health, staying healthy while staying home during the coronavirus restrictions can be a difficult challenge. Local yoga instructor Niisa Morton has some tips on how to engage your core muscles to support your back for her monthly Be Well segment.
Hello, my name is Niisa Morton, and I'm a wellness educator and instructor. Today I'd like to demonstrate how to engage your core muscles and support your back. If you're not sure if you should do these movements, please check with your healthcare provider. It's very important to have core stability and core strength in order to have a healthy, safe back. This comes to lifting things, moving things. It might even translate to your daily activities. It could be something as simply as lifting your laundry basket. It could be vacuuming or even raking leaves or shoveling snow. It's really important to engage your core muscles and almost feel like you have a wraparound effect in order to tighten and support the back muscles in these movements. So what I'd like to show you today is how to engage those muscles. If you'd like to take your hands and try this with me, please place your hands on your stomach right above your pubic bone below your navel. You're going to gently place your hands there. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, tighten the muscles underneath your hands. This sometimes is referred to as putting a tight pair of jeans on after they come out of the dryer, or just doing a gentle belly pull-in. What I don't want you to do is do any excessive, almost sucking in of your abdominal muscles. And you should never move the body. So if I did this wrong, I would be pulling in and almost looking like I got a little push in the stomach, rounding the back and maybe even tucking the tailbone. I want to resist that. I want to engage the muscles underneath the stomach as if they are coming in towards the spine and then lifting up towards the sternum, towards the rib cage. So it's a gentle J-hook type motion of pulling the navel in and lifting it upward towards the spine. What you should feel is that wrapping around effect that affects the abdominal muscles, including the transverse abdominis. Let the shoulders roll back and down. Have your hands on your stomach. Take a breath in through the nose, and as you exhale through the mouth, pull your abdominal muscles back in. Now, holding the stomach there, continue to contract those muscles. I also want you to concentrate on where your pelvis is. So if you slide your hands to your hip crest, I want you to notice where your pelvis sits. Parting the feet slightly, you might notice that you have a little tip and tilt of the hips. By tipping and tilting the hips, you're almost as if your pelvis is like a bowl and you're spilling something forward or spilling it to the back of the room. We want to move every day with our pelvis in neutral as if you're holding that bowl in even neutral space. From here, with the abdominals pulled in and your pelvis in neutral, you should be able to do all of your activities, including raking leaves, shoveling snow, any sort of rotation, any sort of bending down and lifting, making sure that you engage your core muscles, having them pulled in during all of your movements. Thank you very much, and remember to keep your body moving every day. May you be happy and may you be well.
Thanks to Niisa Morton for those healthy tips. Horizons for Homeless Children is working to improve the lives of homeless children and their families across the Commonwealth. With new safety measures in place, they are bringing back play opportunities to young children living in family homeless shelters. We visited with Megan Schaefer to learn about their need for Playspace Activity Leaders.
Horizons for Homeless Children supports homeless children across Massachusetts, including in Falmouth, with 2 locations in the area. Our Playspace program supports the children through access to opportunities through play in our play spaces. They are playrooms we design in the shelters with toys and materials such as arts and crafts, manipulatives, games, puzzles, play kitchens, and everything that should be a part of childhood. Then we bring in caring volunteers who provide 2-hour weekly play opportunities for the children to engage with awesome adults who know what it's like to bring the joy of play into their lives. These adults come from right in our local Falmouth area. They are anyone 16 and older who just wants to experience the joy of bringing play into the life of young children who need it in their lives. Each volunteer commits to 2 hours a week, the same day and same time each week in our program. We have some awesome opportunities coming up to join our program through attending an online orientation session where you can learn all about the joys of being a Playspace Activity Leader. These sessions are coming up on either Saturday, February 27th, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m., or Tuesday, March 2nd, 6 to 8 p.m. In these sessions, you'll learn all about what it's like to experience homelessness through the eyes of a child. You'll get a chance to understand how to be in a shelter environment in a respectful manner, and you'll learn some awesome games and activities that you can engage in the children with. You'll learn what it's like to be in a play space. You'll also learn about what we're doing right now to keep everyone safe while engaged in outdoor play opportunities with the children with new safety protocols in place to keep COVID out of this experience. The science has shown us that being outside is the safest experience. So that's why we're starting in March in the springtime with our play sessions right now to be exclusively outdoor opportunities. And then as the world changes and things change with COVID, we will slowly start opening our indoor experiences again. We invite volunteers 16 and 17 alongside a parent or guardian, or anyone 18 and older who just wants to give back to children in their local community. It's a win-win for everyone. Please join us and come play.
Go to horizonschildren.org to learn more about their program. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll check in with the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Susan Laucks, Director of Neighborhood Falmouth. Our organization helps seniors to stay safely and comfortably in their own homes for as long as possible. We do this by organizing vetted volunteers to help with grocery shopping, transportation, friendly visits, and more. If you are a senior or you know a senior who may need our help, please get in touch and we'd be happy to talk with you. If you are someone who has some spare time and can join our volunteer team, we would be glad to talk with you too. This year, at this time, we want to urge all of our friends in Falmouth to remember seniors who may be living near you. Please make an effort to connect with a senior or older couple who might be living in your neighborhood. Check in on them, become friends with them, see whether there's anything you can do to help, even in small ways. And if you are a senior who may have more time on your hands than you expected, think about whether you can make a batch of cookies or muffins for that family next door that may be struggling to manage at-home learning, at-home working, and everything else. A casserole of your famous turkey tetrazzini may be just what they need to help them get through their week. One thing I know about Falmouth is that it is a community that supports one another. Let's fill these next few months with camaraderie and friendship, warmth and baked goods, and make life easier for all of us. And if you want to be a part of Neighborhood Falmouth, we hope you'll get in touch. Our number is 508-564-7543, or contact us through our website, neighborhoodfalmouth.org. And thanks.
Welcome back. Fishing gear poses a serious threat to the North Atlantic right whales. In this video from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, we'll learn about how scientists have been working with fishermen to increase their catch and also protect the whales. Thanks to WHOI for submitting that video. Falmouth High School is committed to the concept of comprehensive education. One such program, computer science, is a part of the Career Vocational Technical Education, or CVTE department at Falmouth High School. This allows students to obtain critical skills for design, engineering, and creating digital content. Let's see more about how students are getting a hands-on opportunity to learn what it takes in starting a computer science career.
Hello, my name is Mike Campbell, and I am the computer science teacher at Falmouth High School. My goals as the computer science teacher are to introduce all students to computer science, but also prepare students who are interested in majoring in computer science. So in my class, we talk about enjoying digital content, like Mark Rober's video, but I also want the students to create digital content. And we do that in a very similar way. So we use SketchUp, which is a computer-aided design software that's used in architecture, interior design, fashion design, mechanical engineering. Basically, any product that you look around and see with your eyes right now, that product was probably designed first on some CAD software. We work with computing. Mark used Arduinos to prototype his device, and a lot of companies use Arduino to prototype their devices, and we will be using it in our class. We do a lot of coding, whether it's with the Arduinos, or it's building a website, or whether we use Java to make simulations and games. And finally, although we don't publish on YouTube, we do create websites, and I encourage you to publish those. So we do all these activities in my courses, and a lot of those activities are done in my Intro to Computer Science class. I want you to really see everything that computer science has to offer. And from there, I encourage you to choose a path that interests you. And if you enjoy that path, I encourage you to continue. We also offer a lot of independent studies, and here are some of the independent studies that students have taken advantage of in the past. Finally, I offer an AP course, and in case you don't know what an AP course is, it's a course you can take in high school that'll give you college credit. So this will save you money and time while in college. And the only requirement to take this course is success in algebra. And actually, this is one of the few AP courses that you're allowed to take as a sophomore. Finally, I would like to add a second AP course. And this course could be taken after you take Programming 1 and Programming 2. And this second AP course should be available by the time you guys are a junior or a senior.
Thanks to Ryan Weber for that story. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos, or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds from a 100th birthday celebration for Navy veteran and Falmouth resident Samuel Johnson. Happy birthday from all of us at FCTV. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.
Great.
So first we'll start with the 100th birthday proclamation for Samuel N. Johnson. Mr. Brown, did you want to read that for us, please?
Yes, ma'am, I will. Proclamation. Whereas Samuel N. Johnson, a resident of Falmouth for 38 years, will be celebrating his 100th birthday on February 9, 2021. Whereas Samuel N. Johnson was born in Pittsfield, Massachusetts on February 9, 1921. Samuel is a World War II veteran, having served in the Navy V5 program from 1942 until 1945 and held a service rank of EM2C. Samuel worked for General Electric as an engineer. Samuel married the love of his life, Betty, on May 5th, 1945. Samuel has 6 children and many grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Now, therefore, we, the Select Board of the Town of Falmouth, Massachusetts, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, February 9th, 2021, as Samuel N. Johnson Day. In witness thereof, we, Megan English Braga, Douglas C. Brown, Douglas H. Jones, Samuel H. Patterson, and Nancy R. Taylor, have hereunto set our hand and caused the Great Seal of the Town of Falmouth be affixed on this day, February 1st, 2021.